happens, 'cause the music makes me high. And if I only got one more night, I'm gonna leave out loud goodbye.
This gonna be the type of night they make movies about. Bitch niggas
What up,
get
what up, what
drugged
up?
out
It's your
for
boy, Mr. Vaughn, Mr. Vaughn's channel, Sweatbox. We back, we live, we active here on the channel. Yes, indeed, it is time. We are back. Game of Thrones, episode recap, Season 8, Episode 2.
Let's get into this.
I got a guest this week. Returning from the crypts, from the
That's-
depths.
That's right.
Finally got took down from Ramsay's torture rack.
It's so stupid. Back
We
to
got-
popular demand.
We got Cousin Mo in the building.
That's
back
right.
to popular demand. Cousin Mo back.
That's right.
To return.
Bring some class back to this little programming.
Whatever, man. I was doing fine without you. But let's get into it, man. We only got 20 minutes. Let's get into it.
Oh, yeah.
Episode 2, this whole thing was basically just a build towards the war. I remember
Like some carnage about to happen.
I
okay?
paused it halfway through the episode and was like, Mo, you realize at the beginning it said there was the first time in the history of Game of Thrones when all the parental warnings came up, there was no graphic violence on the
Right.
parental warnings. Which
Right.
means
I mean, it's been very few and far between.
that might be
You know,
right. I think there may have been
there's
two,
been a
maybe
couple
2 or 3 episodes, maybe
you
2
know,
or 3.
No one didn't die.
You're right.
Like
There's,
that.
there's a couple, but
So,
I knew that
yeah.
when there was no graphic violence, nobody died. That means next week
They gonna make for it. They gonna make up for it.
I pretty much every scene I was like, oh, that was a great scene. They're gonna die next week.
Yeah.
That was pretty much me the whole
That's-
episode.
Yeah. They were just like, it was pretty much like a say goodbye to this person, say goodbye to someone. One person in each scene ain't gonna be here tomorrow.
Yeah, it was
next week.
So I don't even remember where we started, but I just want to talk about all the things that happened in this episode. What was your favorite thing in this episode?
Oh, it's that's a tough call.
Because I love how we went from everybody. I love that. But I think, we started with the trial. I totally forgot
Oh yeah, that's
how we
right.
started with
Jamie,
the trial.
when Jamie first got there, yeah, you knew that was coming.
You knew that was coming. It actually went pretty much as I expected. I like how Brienne stepped up
Right.
and was the one to really vouch for him because
Yeah,
nobody else.
no one else was gonna vouch for him. He pretty much. One thing about Jamie, he knew what he was walking into.
He knew what he was walking into.
Yeah,
He said
especially
it.
without the army.
I like when Jamie was
Especially
like,
the army.
I like when Jamie was like, "Do you want me to apologize? We were at war."
He goes, I won't. Gotta respect
yeah,
that.
I gotta respect
Do I
it.
do it again? Yeah, I do it all again.
It was all good. Danny made valid points. Sansa made valid points.
They all have valid points.
Yeah, but the funniest moment was the only Bran. Is Bran the MVP of the season so far? Because between his murder stares last week and then this week,
Yeah,
I mean,
so
he's
far.
just been crushing it, bro.
So far, he was like, things we do for love.
Jamie's face went white.
Yeah,
it was
like-
just.
Yeah.
And when he rolled up on Bran in the Godswood,
Yeah.
next to the tree, that was actually a decent talk. I mean, I love it when Bran said, "Why didn't you tell me?" Bran was like, "Cause then you wouldn't be alive to fight for us, bro."
Yeah.
We need every man we can
You
get.
can do every way we can get, okay? 1 hand, 2 foot, whatever.
You see,
do all we can get.
Danny was quick to throw shade too. She was like,
Oh, yeah.
you ain't got no army. You just one man with one hand."
Oh, yeah. You already know.
She's quick to throw
She
shade.
was, your daddy. Respect. She was, yeah. Sansa too, but yeah.
Yeah, Sansa
I
too.
mean, yeah, but yeah. It's funny how she forgave, well, I guess, Reek saved your life.
Yeah,
helping you,
yeah.
So,
Okay, let's go ahead and address that real quick. Because we'll get to that because I want to address that because we were both super irritated about that.
Yeah.
But Theon shows up, good reunion. I'm not mad at that. But when they're doing the battle plans, for how they're going to defend Winterfell, they realize that they're all going to get murdered.
Right.
So they have to realize which is what's smart. We all realize the best option is to get to the Night King and take him out.
Right.
That'll kill. So that's a good smart. I'm glad they realize that's what they need to do.
Right.
And then we get the realization that Bran is the target,
Right.
which was a realization for everybody. They were like, so we now know why the Night King is coming to Winterfell. He's not just coming to take Winterfell. He's actually coming for Bran.
Right. There's a specific reason why he's coming. The first stop in his conquest, and this is the most important one.
Yeah.
So, what his purpose is.
I like the history that Bran gave us of how it's basically been the Night King's goal since day one to try to
erase the memory.
The memory of I like it.
Yeah.
And it's basically how Bran is Bran is basically the history of men.
Right.
In Westeros. He's basically the history of men in
Right.
Westeros. And that's dope. But so they formulate the plan of who's gonna protect Bran. Because they come up with they need to use Bran as bait to
Right.
get the Night King.
Right.
But they want to make sure he's protected. So who's gonna protect Bran? They've got some great warriors.
They
there.
got some capable
Brienne,
people with a
Grey
lengthy
Worm
resume
of murder.
who can do this.
I agree.
Who can do this
And
job
who
thoroughly.
steps up? I mean, in a room full of murderers, thorough murderers, who steps up to the plate?
Yeah.
Your boy Theon.
So many things wrong with
Now
the
look,
whole thing.
I'm all for redemption.
Yeah.
I'm happy that Theon is coming around and he's getting his chance. But bruh,
You couldn't sign could someone still say, nah, man, just we got, someone back over here who's gonna do this.
and what made me even worse because when that happened, I said, "Nigga, where's Ghost?"
Yeah.
You could have said. And then
Son.
5 seconds later, we see Ghost sitting on top of the wall.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, really?
Put him out there.
You couldn't have took the job. I say this to say I have zero confidence in Theon's ability to protect anybody.
Yeah, I mean, really. He had one good fight scene in 7 seasons.
Now, mind you, before he lost his penis, he was a capable fighter. I will give him that. He trained in Winterfell,
Yeah.
trained under Robb and Jon. He was a capable fighter. But he is not that
No,
man
he is
anymore.
not that man no more.
Not
Okay,
even
no,
close.
he's not.
No.
No.
I don't care he grew his hair back.
No,
He didn't grow anything
like I
else
said,
back.
He's had one good fight. I mean, he got beat half that fight.
Okay.
Okay, no.
So we're both in agreement. Reek is not the one that needs to be guarding
no,
Bran.
especially if it's Brent. No,
I like how they mentioned they mentioned, okay, Reek, you can guard him. We still want to keep the dragons close by.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
This nigga.
He's just out there just to take a ice spear to the chest. That's all he out there for.
And you know he's gonna die. So as
Oh.
soon as we said that, well, we know how Theon's gonna die now.
Yeah,
He's going to
that's-
get killed by the Night King.
Yes, pretty much. That's all that's good for.
Oh, okay. So then we had then after that,
Yeah.
then we had the meeting of everybody just getting ready for the battle, and it really just broke up into a bunch of one-on-one meetings and everybody.
Yeah, I mean,
great
just-
scene. I mean, it was first. Let's just say
Great
this.
scene after great scene. It
Great
was-
scene after great scene, which
Yeah.
is what this show has been built on since day one.
Yeah.
So that's, I mean, give me the battles. The battles are great. Next week is going to be a fiasco of death.
Right.
But this was great.
I like how they
scene.
just do their trend, before each season, before each big battle.
Yeah.
You know, they have a build up and people just talking, going,
Yeah.
with some knowing we're going to our imminent death. Let's,
Yeah.
and it,
I mean,
just,
another-
just the
Grant, and I know we're.
conversation back and forth with Ben is just.
It was stellar. It was
Yeah.
the best. It was what we come to expect from Game of Thrones.
Yes.
It was and I love how the fact that even though there's only 2 locations that we're really going for back and forth between the show, it's Winterfell and King's Landing, but we didn't even leave Winterfell.
No.
It was just all different
All
parts
Winterfell.
of Winterfell.
Yeah.
All different parts of Winterfell. Let's talk about. All right, well, let's talk about the room that had Tormund.
I was just
Tyrion.
thinking about that. I don't know if he's going to wait till later on, but yeah.
No, let's get to that. We'll
Yeah,
say
okay, because that's a
we'll
big
get
part.
to
Because I'm like, to me, it was just a cross section of just everybody from just different parts of the whole series,
And just great characters coming
just
together.
great characters
Yeah.
who I don't know maybe once or if any had shared a scene before.
Yeah.
You know, maybe some hadn't, maybe once or twice, but for them, kind of like a cross section of everyone coming together. Just
Yeah,
one at a
it
time
was
coming
just-
up in there.
You
That
had
was tough.
Davos, Tormund, Tyrion, Jaime, Brienne, Podrick. Was that everybody?
I think that's
I
everyone.
think that's everybody in that room. But they just had great conversation. Most of it was
Yeah.
just funny banter.
Yeah,
Most of it was funny banter until we got to the scene of Brienne getting knighted,
night. Yeah, that
which was just a great scene. That
Yeah.
was just a great scene. I kind of felt bad that Podrick didn't get knighted too, because he wanted it.
He's wanted, but I
And
think
he's not going to live next week to get it. Y'all gonna kill my boy Podrick and it's terrible. Y'all know y'all gonna kill him next week. Y'all could have at least let him get laid too. You see, everybody's getting laid this episode. Podrick ain't even getting laid. No, I mean,
No, not everyone.
You know what?
But, Podrick already
got
we
his.
already know
Him and his
Podrick's
magical.
prowess.
Yeah, so
We already know Podrick's prowess.
He's
That's
prowess.
legendary.
It's
around
legendary.
the
It's
just,
legendary.
You know,
another good scene we got. We'll get back to that. I want to talk about that some more. I want to make sure we get as many scenes as we can. Another good scene that I thought was great was Sam and Jorah. When Sam gave Jorah the sword. I thought that was a great scene. He talked about how. First of all, hold up, we got to talk about the scene before that. with little Lady Mormont. Jordan trying to tell her, man, you need to be in the Crips, man. You need to just be safer. She was like, nah, bro.
I'm fighting. Don't want to worry about it. I'm being fighting with the peoples.
Yeah, and fighting with the people.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I can hear that. All right. Sorry about that interruption. Anyway, that was a great scene with him trying to tell Lady
Yeah.
Mormont. It was just like, she was just like, no, she wasn't having none of it. She wasn't hearing
none.
She was
of
like,
it.
I wish you the best, cousin. And then marched off with her people.
With her people,
And
like,
you see her posse? She had a posse, was deep behind her. They was
deep,
all
and
just
just
standing behind her.
following
Like,
her.
yeah, let's go. Just follow her.
just following her, like
Doing whatever.
she's 20, 30 years old. Okay, they just riding out for her. She commanded respect
About
too.
a minute. So she's gonna kill about 10 before she gets murdered.
Yeah.
So I feel you should kill about 10 White Walkers before she gets murdered.
Yeah, I think
But she's gonna get murdered.
I feel she may be one to get turned.
Yeah, it's gonna be terrible.
she
It's
was-
gonna be
yeah,
terrible.
it's
It's gonna be tragic. Let me see. What else did we have? We had
Oh, the conversation with Danny and Sansa.
which was a great conversation. See, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Now let's be clear. I mentioned it last week. Cousin Mo is anti-Sansa.
Yeah.
He admits that.
So yeah,
But this week you were actually impressed with Sansa.
not really, but I mean, good points. I ain't even go that far. I ain't even gonna go that
You're not
far.
gonna say you were impressed. What would
No.
you say? You were.
I just say she had a couple good points.
Okay, I loved how they were making headway
Yeah, it was,
until
she had to mess it up.
until Sansa. You say she messed up though, but you admitted that she made a valid point though.
Yeah, because
She's worried about the North.
I honestly feel that Danny's gonna take care of the North. She's supposed to be a fair ruler. She's gonna take care of the North.
I agree too. I do too.
I really do, but they've gotten so used to it because Cersei
And Sansa's so
everything
jaded.
else.
Sansa's so
She
jaded.
is extremely jaded.
Yeah.
We would never bow to anyone ever again, and Danny's not trying to hear that. She wants a united kingdom. I just, I'm like, they were making good headway.
Yeah, they were making
They were making good
headway.
headway, and then she was just like, "What about the North, though? My brother, everything else, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
What about the North?" And because I like the way Daenerys broke it down. He's like, "Well, you our problems with your brother. My brother loves you.
I love how
do
Sansa
stupid things when they in
Yeah,
love."
Sansa was like, women manipulate men. Yeah, Danny broke it down. Was like, I think your brother kind of manipulated
Yeah,
me.
she's like, "Look, my whole thing has been about trying to take the seven thrones. The seven kingdoms back.
Yeah.
What am I at now? Way up north, fighting your brother's battle. Who manipulated who?
That was a good point.
That was
It was a
like-
good
that was
point.
a good point.
It was a very good point. I loved it. But then it came back to, and then as minute I love how this is what Game of Thrones has been doing in the first 2 episodes. Anytime there's conflict arising, they cut it, they interrupt it, but something else happening.
Yeah.
This time they were interrupted, and just like
So yeah,
in the
so
later
you don't get
conversation,
no
we'll have-
closure to it
yeah.
until it's gonna have to be addressed later on, coming down the line.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about Arya.
I still know.
Let's
how I
talk
feel
about Arya.
that.
Now hold up, before we get to that, we start out with Arya. She first sees Gendry, and they have a conversation. She's like, "Where's my weapon?"
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I called that last week when she kept smiling. I was like, why she flirting with this dude? She's flirting with this dude. I mean, it's the weirdest thing. I've never seen an assassin flirt, but it was just the weirdest thing. But that's what it was.
Yeah. So they have that conversation there where they talk about. I don't even remember what they talk about. They talk about.
Yeah, they were talking about, he was like you said, big old weapon. He goes, look, I gotta do other stuff.
Yeah.
It's gonna be strong enough. He tests it. He goes, yeah, it's gonna be strong enough.
I remember that he slams it into the
Yeah,
wood.
she was like, I need my stuff. He goes, look, I'm trying to do this other stuff.
Oh yeah,
she's
that's what
asking him,
that's what he
how
finds out
was it
about
like?
the Night. She asked about the Night King because he's fought him.
Yeah,
That's why
she
she
said,
asked about the.
have
Okay,
you
yeah.
been down there before and fighting?
Yeah.
He goes, what's it like? He's like, he didn't want to get him because he had PTSD. Looked like he's like, I don't want to
told
talk
him
about
PTSD.
it. And he goes, it's death. It's death. You
It's
know
like
what? And she
death.
was like, I've seen death before. Like, yeah.
Dude, that was hard.
Like, really?
It was hard.
Just 3 daggers.
Three
Just,
in a
you
row.
just throwing them. He was impressed.
He was very impressed. She was like, "Make my weapon." He was like, "Right away."
I'm on that.
Then she goes up and has a cool little conversation with the.
With the hound, kind
With
of
the
a
hound,
making up
yeah.
thing, type thing,
And Beric Dondarrion shows up. Hound might with the line of the episode. He's like, "Yo, man, if you start to give a sermon,
Yeah. He said, yeah, you're the Lord. You're going to wonder why
Brought
he
you
brought you
back
back 19 times just for you to get thrown off this ledge right over here. You're trying to hear that right about
the
now.
Hound just keeping it classic, baby. Just
Yeah.
keeping it classic and vintage Hound, baby." I love that. That was a good scene between him and Arya. Nothing brief. He was like, "Yo, man, you usually talkative. Why you ain't talking now?"
Yeah, and just like how
He gave her
they
some-
just
he gave her some drink.
They gave her some drink. They gave each other a little respect, which was long overdue.
Long overdue.
Because as much as she was trying to say about the Hound, he did ride out for her, you know.
She did bring up the point. She did. She said, "When was the last time you fought for? What are you doing here? When was the last time you fought for anybody
Yeah.
except for yourself?" He was like, "I fought for
for
you."
you. And I was a changing point in his life, right?
That was.
You know.
So then she leaves. She was like, "Hey,
Yeah, I already knew.
I'm not hanging out with you
I
guys
already
from
knew
here."
what was happening. I said, I see that coming from last week. Seen it coming from last week. Still
And
wasn't
she-
ready for it.
She goes down and pays.
Uncomfortable.
She goes down and pays Gendry a visit.
Boy, did she pay him a visit.
Yeah, so she put it on Gendry. We'll just get to it. She put it on
Dude.
Gendry.
Dude.
And,
It's
and,
just-
and when the brief nudity showed up in the
Yeah.
parental advisories,
I did not see that one.
nobody
coming.
expected it was going
No.
to be Arya.
No.
Arya got naked.
No. No. There's something I just wish I could unsee in
I mean, it was
Game of
awkward.
Thrones.
It was
It
awkward.
was really awkward.
It made you remember, oh yeah, she is a grown, she is an adult now.
I hope so.
She is, she's like 20 years old now.
But still.
I'm not saying, yeah, it was
It's
super
still-
awkward.
still.
It was super awkward.
Yeah,
But at the
just-
same time, congratulations, Arya. Get yours. You know what I'm saying?
When the line came out, because I knew it was this point of no return. When the line came out, no, we could die tomorrow. Normally,
She sound like a guy.
Yeah, that's what she said. That's what she said. Normally, it's a guy saying that line. Normally, it's the guy. Because you know what? Tormund said it to Brienne. Okay,
I know, it's true.
Normally, it's the guy pulling out that line. You know, like, hey, you know what? Tomorrow's not even promised to us.
Oh,
You
my
know, we might
goodness.
as well just do this.
Yeah, and they did. She put it on him. Man. Here's the thing, but I like here's the trope that I do like, and I'm going to give Game of Thrones credit because they've been doing this since the beginning. Flipping to, like you said, that's usually the guy doing that.
Yeah.
That's usually the guy going to the girl
Right.
doing that. I love the fact that it was Arya.
Yeah.
Even down to the point she was like, "Look, I'm not the red woman. You take your bone pants
You
off."
take your own pants off. Take your own pants off. I just want to know what it is before we may die tomorrow.
Yeah, it was-
I just want to see what it is.
It was so. We had a scene real quick. Oh, we got like 4 minutes left, so I'll wrap it up. But I want to talk about the scene with John, Ed, and Sam on top of the wall. That was dope.
Yeah.
The reunion of the
last of the nice
that was
watch.
dope. That was dope. We had a good scene with Tyrion and Jamie
Yeah.
walking. That was a good scene.
Oh, and like when Sir Drowan came and just vouched for Tyrion with Daenerys.
Yeah, that was a good scene.
Give him
That's right. I
a
almost
give
forgot
him a
about that.
second
Glad. I'm
chance,
glad you brought that
like,
up. Yes.
She was upset, and like I said, yeah, he's been making some mistakes, but he was like, I think his heart was just so in the right place that he's just hoping against all.
I mean, here's the thing about
Just-
last week.
yeah.
we talked about it last week. Tyrion's bad decisions had me really feeling like he was going to die soon.
right.
This week put a little bit more confidence instilled in me about him.
Right.
Even though I still think he's going to die before it's over, I don't think it's going to be as bad. So I
I
don't know.
don't think because someone was saying, and I forgot about this point, but there's still a theory out there that he's the other Targaryen.
Yeah,
So
I don't think that's gonna happen. That's true. I don't think
forgot
that's
about that point.
All right,
Yeah.
so the last thing we're going to talk about is John and Danny. So the whole episode,
Oh, yeah.
Danny had been noticing that John was kind of being standoffish. She kind of
Yeah.
chalked it up about the fact that he was nervous about the war coming.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So because we did have that scene where Tormund and the guys get back, and he informs them that they only have until morning the next day.
Right.
But then the last scene is him down in the crypts of Winterfell. She comes to talk to them, and he's standing in front of. At first, you think he's standing in front of the Ned statue because that's usually
No,
where
I
he's standing.
already knew who you said.
I'm saying the camera played it to where you would think that's where he's standing,
Right.
but you're right. We both knew he was
Yeah.
standing in front of Lyanna. He's standing in front of Lyanna. She mentions how Rhaegar. She had heard stories of Rhaegar being a good dude, singing, giving money to the children.
Right.
Yet he raped Lyanna, and then John was just quick, and we're like, "Oh, is it good?
Yeah,
you gonna
it
do
is-
this now? You gonna do it?"
I thought
now?"
it was going to come after the. Like I was telling you before. They may survive because they got to have
Yeah.
this conversation, and they had
Yeah.
it before. And I'm
But
like,
they had the conversation.
And my thing is like, I think now she gonna feel like he's been holding this secret from the beginning.
Yeah, She was quick to point out that the only people that told you were
Until
your brother and your best friend.
your best friend.
I mean, she got super
all,
defensive.
yeah,
super
all of
quick.
a sudden now you the last Targaryen heir. You laying claim to it and everything else. And I'm like, oh.
And then
no.
just like the show's been doing, as soon as they get that, boom, they cut to it because you hear the horn blow.
Yeah.
And now it's time to fight.
Yeah,
And
she's
now
like,
the
I
death.
mean, they were just looking at each other like, yeah, we gotta go do this thing.
Okay, so yeah, so that look was. Do you think the look was go mount up the dragon, but we got to handle this at the end? When
She's
she
like,
looked at him,
her thing was like, I'm gonna mount the dragon, but we ain't finished. I ain't happy, but I'm gonna go mount. Let's handle this so we can get into this.
oh man, it was epic though, man.
But, I mean, do you think she was mad because the realization of maybe the last Targaryen, or you might never?
I think she's. I don't even think she's grasped that part yet. I think
I don't know.
I think she was so upset about because her mind instantly went, to "Oh, you're after my throne."
You're after my throne.
That's where her mind instantly went.
Always though, always.
It's true to her character.
Yeah.
It's true to her character.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, man. I think
Yeah.
I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. I don't know. I want to know. It was a great episode though.
Yeah.
I loved it. I love this is what Game of Thrones was built on. Great character moments, great character scenes, the battles and all that. And for my opinion, it is always secondary for me. This is what we come to watch Game of Thrones for, and they knocked it out the park with this episode.
I mean, and it's tough because it has some epic battles and stuff that go,
Yes.
the fights that go on within the battle. You know,
Yes.
that just like so.
I love how we're almost out of time, but yeah, that's our time. We'll wrap it up. But I love how when they were on the wall, they were giving Sam. They were like, John was like, "Hey Sam, if you want to go to the crypt, man, you
you can
Sam was
just
like,
bring your family.
Sam was like, "Nah, man, I didn't kill that.
Yeah,
named off his murder list.
His
son.
murder list, like, hey, I was the first one to kill a White Walker. Don't y'all forget, I'm the OG killer now. OG.
Ed was like, man,
And I stole books from the Citadel. What?
it was great.
He was like, I got warrants.
I'm a felon, son.
I'm a felon.
Brother,
You don't need me.
Tony Yayo ain't got nothing on me, son.
I'm a criminal out here. Y'all gonna need me in this fight.
So
He just
stupid.
lives on. He's like, yeah, I killed a White Walker.
Oh.
Fought. You know,
That was a great scene. I
stole
loved
it.
that.
You know, but his number one motivation was Gilly, because what
Yeah.
Gilly did for when he got to fight with them dudes.
Yeah, and then we'll wrap it up on this. In that last scene of Podrick singing that song,
Yeah.
and then it cut to everybody getting ready, and it showed Sam and Gillian, little
Yeah.
Sam in the bed together.
Yeah.
It showed Arya and Gendry in the bed together, and it was just.
Gentry getting some good sleep.
Gendry, you know Arya put it on him.
It's,
Most said,
I
most said,
can't do it.
most said she was wearing different faces. He said it, y'all. He said it.
She did.
Most said she put on like 3 different faces. Yo, man, I'm done. We wrapping this up.
This is going.
We wrapping this up. You got anything else to say for you? You gonna be here next week?
We're gonna try to make it back next week.
We'll see if he's gonna try to make it. He might get kicked out after that one. So I don't know. Disrespect. So you know how we do. Until next day, make sure you tune in. We're gonna be here for 5. We only got 4 left now. We only got 4 more of these left.
Oh yeah.
So make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Until next week, you know how we do. It's your boy,
Right.
Mr. Vaughn.
Mo.
Peace.
Peace.
100, y'all.
So faded on a track like this, 'cause the music makes me high. And if I only got one